Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Extra Production, and today we are working on week 4 of building batuu. We get a lot of progress done in this episode, or week, whatever you want to call it, and it's just a lot in general. We worked on some outside bits and as well as some of the stuff inside of the base. We got a lot more than I expected to get done, and it looks amazing. It came along so far, way better than my expectations, to be quite frankly with you. We still got a lot to do, of course, so with that all said, let's get into the time lapse. Okay everyone, so as you can see, I've done a little bit of work, and I think it looks pretty decent for that area. I've also came up with a bunch more planning on what I am going to do with this, and I feel like it's pretty good for the size mock. So basically, we got the pathway added on here to this little dirt path. This dirt path isn't really going to lead anywhere, just going to come out right here, and probably just going to have maybe a little something going on right here. So not really sure exactly yet, but that'll be in the future. Then this pathway is just going to come along here and come out right to there. So it's just going to be coming out here, and then it's just going to curve like that, which I think is going to work out pretty well. That'll then leave me space here for another building or two, and here for another building. I feel like that'll work pretty well because I basically want to have some room for battles and stuff going on, so it'll be all a work in progress. Another thing, I figured out finally what I'm going to do exactly here. So this is actually what I'm going to work on next. So basically I'm just going to move these base plates right here, slide this down a little bit, not much, and then I can turn this around like so, and we can get working here. You can also see a lot more of the structural foundation when it's turned like this. You just go in here. As you can see, I have these huge pillars of 2x4 stacked together, and that's what is done here. Like I said, there's not that much space wasted here. I'm trying to use as much space as possible, but also make this very sturdy. I do have to do a bit more work with making it a bit more sturdy, especially with these beams that are going across here. They're not the sturdiest, so that's going to be something I got to work on. But other than that, it's pretty sturdy. So I'm going to start working back here and start getting this area right here done. And once I get some progress, I'll show you. Okay, so here's a little update on what I've been doing. As you can see, I got a nice chunk of this filled out now. I don't have any detailing done or anything, but just to show you what I got done, I got these two pillars here in the corners, and I do not have any detailing done. I just have these plates put here for now as a filler. I have this Technic beam going across here, and it's decently sturdy. Not too bad. Just a little bit more support. And then I have this all plated off. I'm probably going to tile, or I am going to tile this. So we're going to have to do that as well. I do have to do a little bit of work here with figuring out what I want to do exactly right here to cover up these bricks. And as well, if I turn this around, these cracks right here, I need to figure something out. I say it's an easy fix with just a 1x plate. I'll just put on there, like that or something, or I'll figure it out later on. The last thing I did was I started putting some of these pillars in the back, just for like so. Nothing much, just putting some more, just putting them in as a filler, or just to put there to get an idea right now. As you can see, if I lay in this transport, it fits in there pretty nicely with a ton of room. I'm probably going to have it facing this way, almost like it's just coming around a turn, so that'll be pretty cool. Coming around here, I may even have it in a little bit more. I could also have it this way, of course, but the thing is, having it this way, the only way I would do it is to have this door put down, so that will be a deciding factor later on. I also put a few more plates over here just to go into this rock work, so this rock work will just be worked into here. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. So that's about all I've gotten done. It's not too much, but it's just a bit more of an idea on how this is all going to look. And it's really coming along nicely. A bit more work here and this will actually look pretty nice. Just going to turn this around here now just to show you what it looks like together. So just slide the mock in and there it is. That looks pretty sick. Another thing I could have done is put all light bluish gray brick here, but I don't know. Another thing I could also do is get some 1x1s, or I could just get some like 2x2s or 2x2 circular bricks like this and put here in the corner, and then it could almost just be like another pillar going up, which actually I might do, almost like vents or something. So I'll just figure that out all later on. So I feel like we made a decent amount of progress back here, and I'm probably gonna come back to that later on. The next thing I think I want to do is work a little bit over right here to this area. I haven't decided yet. I might try to work this in here and do another rock panel right here, because I need to leave a little bit of a section here to figure out how to transition this. I do not know what to do, and I also need to figure out how I'm gonna finish this hallway. I'm probably just gonna put a door right here, because it's not gonna be coming out this way. It's just gonna be ended here, and I'm probably gonna extend it over there. So I'm just gonna get back to work now, and I'll show you guys some more when I got some progress. Okay, everyone, so I got a lot of progress done, and I think it's coming along pretty nicely. First off, you can see very well I got this big section filled in, which is looking amazing. Looks pretty well. I did have to fiddle a little bit to make this all fit in nicely with this corner, but I managed to make it work. There's just a little tiny gap right there, which you can see, but it won't be too bad once the roof is on. So yeah, I also added on this piece to cover up all of the random stuff inside, which just basically fits on pretty nicely. There we go. I can fit on a bit better than that, but it's not working. One hand. And then over here I have added these little pillars right here. I need to find a better piece to keep that on. And then I detailed out these walls. So it looks pretty good now. Just turn this around and we can get a better look. Bit of a challenge. There we go. So here's another side of the wall, and then it's just a bunch of just random, really. Here's this one right here. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Nothing else really done other than that, and I think it came along pretty nicely. I do really want to fix this because it's supposed to look something. It's supposed to look like this. But it's sticking out right now. I'll fix that later. But yeah, we've basically gotten a lot done. I do have another little yellow gap right there that I'm going to try to fix. I don't know how yet, but that's one last thing I gotta fix. But with that all said, we got a ton of progress done. I am gonna do a bit more on something now. I'm not really sure what, and then I'll get back to you, because this just came along so well. So I'm just gonna get some work done, and I'll see you then. And look at this, everyone. Came along really nicely, actually. Now that I got this tile done and this wall built, this is actually looking pretty sick. Just come down here to minifigure level and just wow. This looks so cool. I'm just going to take a minifigure right here. I'll just take this guy. And just look at this. Looks pretty good. Just look at that, wow. It came along so nicely. Did not expect this to work out as well as it did. If I just turn this over here, this just looks so cool. So basically what I did here is I just built up these pillars more and then added these 5x6 tiles or plate or bricks or whatever they are. Just these. And then right here, so I added 2. And then here I added these, but they're more like cargo-y type ones, which just turned out pretty well. So the last thing I did is, of course, tile this off, but I also came over right here and added a doorway. And then this little, I don't know, just detail, I guess. If I turn this around just this little bit more, we can see just how I made this doorway. We just have this jumper brick and then the door placed on that. And then this piece is just held up by this random piece I found in my collection. So yeah, and now we can finally see over here, which we haven't been able to see much, and it looks pretty good. One thing I have ran into is that this area of the MOC isn't very sturdy. So if I were to like pick this up now, this part's fine, but this part over right here is, you gotta have a hand completely under it, which I would have to do anyway, but like it's a lot harder, I guess you can say. So hopefully once I get this area filled in, it'll be a lot more sturdy. And of course here we're going to have 1, 2, and then maybe 3 rooms. That's what I'm thinking. We're gonna have to wait and see though. Then of course the last thing for this base plate is the hardest part, filling this up over, which is going to be a big challenge, of course, which will all come in time. But I just can't believe how this area right here turned out, and just put this minifigure back for perspective. It just looks pretty sick. Not gonna lie. Like, I love that so much. So I feel like we got a nice bit done this episode. We got a little bit done outside, which we're probably going to work on more in the next episode because we don't have the most done out here yet. We built this, which just looks amazing. And we finished off the cave other than the roof. So I think it looks pretty cool. With that all said, thank you all so much for watching this video. And this is week 4 of building Batuu. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye bye, everyone.